Jay's here?
Yep.
Send the man in. Vick. This is the only theme song he'll come into any room now. Sister Christian has to be playing.
I don't acknowledge it if it's not playing.
Yes, if it's not playing, you'll turn around and walk out. We were talking about football players that you kind of love to hate. You being an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess anyone from Dallas.
Yeah,
you
all
despise.
of them. I hate all of them forever. Like I never, even like Michael Irvin, I still hate Michael Irvin. Do you remember when Michael Irvin got like laid out and they thought he was really injured in an Eagles game?
They thought he was paralyzed.
They thought he was paralyzed, and the place was going nuts. They loved it, and then they put him on the stretcher, and he gave the thumbs up, and everyone just started booing.
Like he can move.
Yeah,
he can move.
You felt no respect for him whatsoever.
It's a crazy sports town.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yet, not a lucky sports town. Not a town with a lot of championships.
Not at all.
And yet they stay so much more into sports than other teams that other. Live to watch the game, literally live and die.
Yeah.
With the team. Not like people are like, I think I could die right now. You're an Eggs fan overall.
Huge, yeah.
And I heard you talking about Mike Vick when you were on TV, saying that you back him 100% because he's an Eagle.
Yeah.
You know?
And I disclaimer that joke so much, and yet I still got all kinds of like hate mail just poured in.
Is that right? People get mad. Any dog lovers get mad at you?
Yeah, tons, and it's so. Their arguments are so like they make no sense. Like one lady sent me a picture of an email of mutilated dogs. Like this is what happens after dog fight. I wrote back. I shouldn't probably wrote back, but I wrote back. I was like, is this to prove to me that dog fighting is terrible? What's the point you're trying to make? I said, yes, I know. I get it's terrible.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that you were the kind of comic who gets hate mail. There
was a petition for a public apology on Jimmy Fallon. Someone put a petition out.
All based on, by the way, so the Roots were backing you up 100%.
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah.
Well, it's once I said Philly, they just went like, it was like a dog pound on Arsenio Hall. Yeah, they just lost their shit.
They know where that is.
Yeah.
We live there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oddly, probably growing up, they would have beat you up, but now everybody gets along.
Yeah, the one guy with the Questlove has the pick in his hair. I was always wary of a guy with a fist pick in his hair.
You know, the weird thing about Philly is for not being the South, it's a very racist town, and yet white people cheering for black athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Until those black athletes make any single mistake, and then the racism comes back out.
It's true, and the racism does show that even though they're usually the worst player on the team, whenever the white guy goes in, the place just goes batshit. They go nuts. They get so excited. I remember like Matt Geiger, even Spencer Hall is like a 7-foot okay player, but as soon as if he dunks the ball, that place explodes with happiness.
Look! Yeah. Same color skin as us, right?
I could high-five this guy comfortably.
Matt is just like, for no apparent reason, living a good life. This is about players that we hate. You got a player that you hate out there?
Currently that I hate?
Yeah, currently or even all time.
I hate Eli Manning. So his face just bugs me. I know you're a big Giants fan.
Yeah, come on, give me a break.
But you would hate him if he wasn't on your team.
No, you gotta love him. He's kind of retarded.
Yeah, he is kind of. He looks. I've never seen someone look so socially awkward before he speaks.
He honestly looks like his dad makes him play ball, too. Like, there are times that you're like, particularly if he looks confused sometimes and it's not working, you're just like, don't make him play. I bet he'd rather be in the band. I bet he would have more fun in the band.
Yeah, he looked like he was like a board game kid, and his dad would make him go out and we're going to throw footballs like your long neck goofy brother.
Well, remember, there was some people that would take their kids into when you play pee-wee football and stuff. thinking that some switch was going to go off and this lump would somehow become an athlete. And they were just having an awful time.
Yeah, it is. You can't force your kids to like anything you like.
Anything.
My daughter's 9. I just went on tour a couple weeks ago with the Mayhem Fest, like a heavy metal festival, doing comedy at goofy amphitheaters for some reason. And it was like Slipknot and Anthrax and Slayer and all these like really heavy, like, you know, death metal, heavy metal bands. And I brought my daughter the last day. I said, bring her up. I think she'll enjoy the show. And there's so much chaos going on. And she just couldn't have been less interested, just staring at the stage, not really fully getting it.
Just a nightmare for her.
And also every day I did 12 shows with them, and 11 shows were great enough that I was like, yeah, bring her up. It's fine. It's a heavy metal show, but it's not a big deal. And we're standing in the soundboard, and on like the last 2 songs of the night, I look over, and we're like, it's like a sunken in soundboard. So there's people like above you. There's a guy just finger blasting his girlfriend, like right. And I don't even know if it was his girlfriend. It may have just been a girl. He just went up and started fingering someone. And she was fully okay with it. And I'm just elbowing my daughter. I'm like, look at you. You like this song. Listen to the song. She's trying to point forward. And it was good. She couldn't have cared less.
But the odd thing to her, that's probably old people music. It's just like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I can't believe what they listened to back then.
Yeah, exactly. Instruments. Who plays instruments anymore?
Josh in Atlanta, what do you got for me, buddy?
Ray Lewis, I can't stand him.
I do hate his stupid fucking dance, and I always have, like, dancing your way into the place always annoyed me.
Ray Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, tell him to his face.
I would love to. Just he's never around. Ray is, I can't believe he's still playing. Yeah. I mean, when you think of how long he's been there at linebacker, it's got to be about as long as you can play that position before your body just breaks into pieces.
I thought you meant because he's a murderer. You can't believe he's still playing.
Oh, no, I don't care about that. That has nothing to do with it. Because it was his own. Like this fucking dance. It annoys the shit out of me. Yeah. The game hasn't started yet. What are you fucking crip walking about? Why are you so excited?
I get psyched up. He's got some fucking tackles.
He is terrifying, though. Yeah. I remember I'm friendly with Dustin Keller, who's a tight end for the Jets, and I saw a shot he took from like open field, blindside tackle from it, and he crumbled like a bag of rocks. And I remember asking him, I said, "What was that?" You know, I never have the opportunity to ask somebody that, General. I'm like, "What's it like?" That's the NFL right there. What's it like to get drilled by Ray Lewis? He's like, it wasn't all that bad. It did, yeah. He goes, it wasn't so bad. It was, you know, it looked worse than it was. And I asked him like 5 times, and finally at the end he goes, "Yeah, it was a good hit." Like it was pretty good
awful.
Hit. He got fucked up.
Yeah, you look like a rag doll when it was over. That looks terrifying. I never played football, really.
Oh, not at all? Have you ever been on the sidelines for a pro game?
Yeah.
The sound is just ridiculous. You never pick that up on TV, but it does seem like a gang fight is broken out. And what if they come over here? Phoenix, you're on the Run Fest show. Once, twice. We're going to move along. Here's Doug. Doug, you're on the Run Fez show.
Yeah, I fucking hate Elway because, goddamn, I was a Marino guy growing up, and by the time he won those fucking 2 rings at the end of his career, it made me fucking hate Marino, that goddamn choke artist.
Well, you should hate Marino. He did let you down. He let South Florida down. He actually let Western Pennsylvania down. But that's his life. That's what he chose to do. He went for the numbers over the ring. Elway, I never had a hate for him, but you went crazy when he won, Fez, and I didn't join into that. You were very happy for him.
I got very excited when he got that first Super Bowl ring. I think I even started crying.
You did. You fell on the ground and you yelled, "He's got it, he's got it," and you were rocking back and forth. and we watched the whole game, and Fez wasn't. And I'm like, when did you become an Elway fan? Now look at Elway now, and tell me, do you think that guy would be for or against gay marriage?
He would be against.
Sure,
totally
without even thinking.
Gay marriage.
Without even thinking. So remember that the next time you feel good about him.
Why do you think he'd be against gay marriage? He's a very religious guy.
That Colorado Bible gang.
Yeah.
He sells cars to those people.
Yeah, he's not gonna piss off the clientele.
You also can't blow a guy with teeth that big. Am I right?
I think it goes without saying.
You wouldn't want him to blow you.
Sure, goddamn right I wouldn't.
I think is how it would work.
Why? What's your point?
No, he said you wouldn't want to blow a guy with teeth like that. The teeth aren't. If you're blowing,
I
him,
meant no.
you're-
I did mean get blown. Yeah,
This is Xanax. You fucking
Yeah.
take him down a piece. Jesus Christ.
I deserved it. I deserved to be cut in the knees a little bit.
Like fucking gay English teacher. Restate that.
Is Bobby Slayton coming in here?
Yeah, Bobby's
I
coming
saw him
by.
downstairs. You guys, Bobby's dressed like he's going to a barbecue at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's house.
No,
It's hilarious.
so how well do you and Bobby know each other?
I know Bobby pretty well. We've had a couple of hilarious, awkward moments together.
In what way?
I remember it's funny in hindsight, but at the time when I was like, it's probably about almost 8 years ago now, we were doing Caroline's, and I got asked to open for him.
Yeah.
From the club, not from Bobby. I didn't know Bobby.
Right.
And I was, in my mind, I'm like, oh man, the Pitbull of comedy. This is going to be so. I was a huge fan of comedy growing up, and I went. I had a really good set, and he went up on stage and he goes, keep it going for Big J. He goes, that fat fuck. You guys like that fat piece of shit? And he's just trying to like shit all over me, pretty bad. And the crowd got weird. They got really weird. I mean, he goes, oh, I guess you guys did like him. I was all right. Well, fucking fuck that fat fuck. I'm here now. It's like really shitty to the point where I was like, I'm going to say something to this dude when he gets off stage. When he gets off stage, he comes over to me, and before I can say a word, he goes, hey, man, sorry about that. Sorry about the, I was just trying to, like fuck with you a little bit because the crowd got with it. They liked you, though. They must have liked you a lot because they turned on me bad. And I was like, and then, by the way, we shake hands, and I'm like, all right, Bobby. So I'm right back to like, the Pitbull of comedy. And then the second show, when I got off stage, I had to leave before the show was over. And the second show, he goes up after me again. He goes, keep it going for that fat cocksucker, that piece of shit. But I did the whole thing again. And I just never really had a chance to. And then we've just had like a bunch of like weird interactions after that.
So this could be awkward. Did he stop by?
No, I don't think he even feels the awkward at all. I think he's completely.
Well, we'll give him the opportunity if he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
But if the shit starts, I'm fucking backing you up, dude. We're fucking, we're from the same part of the country.
That's right,
and
Philadelphia.
This thing, whatever he's coming from. I go from New York, but I really live in San Francisco, and now I'm in L.A. I never understood.
And the headlines will still read, 2 Philly lunks curb stomp Bobby Slayton.
Believe me when I tell you, this will be so cleaned up, no one will know what happened. I would not get into it if I thought it could end up in the paper later.
This room is its own world.
Yeah, whatever.
Sovereign nation.
Yeah, when it ends up in the paper, it means it was not a success.
Oh, jeez. Did Hicks tell you that I thought I was going to be done with the show because I got stoned one night listening to the show?
Yeah.
And just I listen to you guys every day. Like, you guys really keep me company on my car ride coming home from the city and stuff every night, and on the replays.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I just texted Hicks. But it was one that came off one of those like, man, you guys are so funny. I just love you guys so much, man. So good. Your chemistry is so great, and just happy that you guys let me be a part of it once in a while. And then like, I didn't hear back from for a while, and I was like, maybe I made that weird, huh?
Yeah, you did. Well, we don't compliment each other. We never go out of our way. But we had no idea that you were doing the Louis thing. And that was one of the funniest fucking scenes
cool,
in
man.
the history of that show. And I thought it was really cool you were in the scene with Robin Williams, which is fucking excellent.
We had a nice, Robin Williams never remembers me when I see him again, but we had an interaction a couple years ago at the Comedy Cellar where he came in. He was hammered. He was drinking again for a minute.
Oh, yeah, I remember he had a small period.
Yeah, and he came in and just like talking throughout my set, which I like interaction with the crowd through my set. I don't mind that. I like going off the cuff as much as humanly possible. But he's actually interrupting and trying to like tag in punchlines, like drunk with a young girl like in a corner.
Right.
Being kind of loud. And just like it infuriated me after a while. I'm like, I'm not Whoopi Goldberg, motherfucker. Like, we don't have a back and forth, dick face. And I was waiting outside for him. I don't know to do what necessarily. I thought I was going to punch Robin Williams, but I wanted to say it, and like my buddy was just like, dude, just
stop it.
He's like, what are you going to do? Exactly. He like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit here and accost Robin Williams on the street?
Over a fucking weird set at the Cellar. When this guy has played to the world 9 months. If there's one person that could just say, hey, let me change your life and bring you along with me, it would be him. That's the guy you're going to slug.
I'm going to give him some shit. Hey, man, you stepped all over you ever been on the subway bit?
It's I'm loving the fact too that you outed his marriage too, that he was with some young chick. There
Was he married? I didn't know he was married. Oh, well then maybe it was a friend.
Yeah, there it is. It's all fixed now.
Oh, you know what?
Everything's okay.
Hey, Mrs. Williams, it was just a friend. They high-fived a few times. Nothing was weird.
Well, his wife is his old maid. She used to be the maid.
I think that's who it was, like a young girl. That's what it is, a nanny. I swear.
Yeah, but this happened back in the 80s.
Oh, no, yeah.
So you're not going to be calling
new nanny.
Now she's executive producer of his movies.
Of course. Why not? She's earned that.
All right, I'm gonna see when you and Jack Benny went at it, but it doesn't matter. Anyone who ever headlines, Jay is fucking beef with. But I do love the fucking attitude. Is I'm gonna fuck Robin Williams up.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, it's Dom Irrera also is another guy who just has a weird thing with me.
Is that
He's
right?
a Philly guy. That bums me
Yeah.
out. That bums me out. You know what it was? It was I was really tight with Patrice. He was a good friend of mine, and we were doing the Nasty Show in Montreal together, and Patrice got there 2 days late. And
it's a little late.
Yeah, that's way CPT. But he knew he was going to get there a couple days late, so we did 2 of the days without him. It's like a 6-day gig,
right?
And Dom Irrera was on the shows too, and it's me, Dom Irrera, and the booker for the festival are sitting in the green room, and the booker's like, "Hey, Patrice is coming in tomorrow, so we're going to switch the order up a little bit." And Dom Irrera is just going, he's like, "Well, I don't want to go after him because this it's basically like
right."
Kind of shitting on Patrice a little bit, like whatever. So, as a friend, I call Patrice. I'm like, "What thing do you and Dom Irrera have? Like, he seems to have this weird thing with you." And he just goes, Patrice has his reason. He's like, tough crowd. I've probably talked over him. They hate him. Like, I think Bobby didn't like Patrice for the same reason. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But of course, Patrice immediately goes and like, "Hey, Dom, what's your problem? Jay tells me you're saying this and that about." And put it in a weird. And then Dom Irrera came to me and just like. As an adult man, I can't believe I did this. He was like, "Hey, why would you tell Patrice that?" Or he didn't say that Jay said it. He said, "I heard that you're saying this," but it was only me and the booker in the room.
Right, that was it.
So Dom Irrera comes to me, and goes, "Hey, why would you tell Patrice I said that thing? That wasn't cool." And I just went, "I didn't," and I just decided I was going to commit to that. I don't know where he would have heard that from.
Deny everything.
I just denied with I had nothing to substantiate my denial. I'm like. He's like, "You didn't do it?" I go, "No." He must have just heard that from somewhere.
All right, so here's the thing. Patrice died, but Dom Irrera is still alive. So from the point of this story, you should have blamed it somehow on Patrice. Because you still got to squash this Irrera thing.
That's right.
You got a Robin Williams thing. And so it would have been an easy story to tell. We'd all laugh if Dom Irrera had already passed away and not Patrice. Then we're like, "Oh, you got away with it."
Yeah, still got to deal with the awkward one of that story.
Now it's still hanging out there. It's still looming like fucking danger.
But if Dave Attell dies, I'm out of headliners who love me. I'm trying to keep him alive. I'm propping Attell up on strings. Trying to look for an A-list guy who gives a shit about me.
Big J's going to be at the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island. That's
nice
a
plug.
Week from this Friday, August 24th through that Sunday, the 26th. Comedy Connection on Warren Avenue in East Providence.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to be doing the plug thing then, Fizz?
Yes.
All right, I like it. Because Chris wasn't going to do it.
I'm not the best plugger.
He's still having that awkward moment from that text, I guess.
What?
From the Jay Oakerson text.
Oh, my email.
I had no idea where that fucking callback went to.
I think the next email I sent you was like, "Hey man, just everything cool."
Sorry about that. Sorry about that booty call. I get fucked up.
I think I even said, "I'm going to go wash the verbal load I just coaxed out of you off my face."
How come you never come in and tell these stories?
I think it was like a late night email that I missed.
You delete? Oh, you didn't even say it.
Yeah, I had to go back and wait a minute, what happened?
You miss a lot of shit. I hear that from people all the time.
Oh, come on, no.
You're a great producer. Oh, I don't know. I don't read all my emails.
I do.
Hicks is all over. Oh, something literally on the way walking over here just happened. You guys were talking the other day about the scam jobs, like the Cutco and the fake management services and stuff like that. A comic. This is how sad comedy really can be. This guy's, I'm going to call him 40-something, I guess. It was a guy from Philly who moved up here now. And he comes back and goes, where are you going? I said, I'm going over to Ron and Fez on XM. And he goes, I was just over at this talent agency. He goes, they gave me all this paperwork, but they're talking about I got to give them $500 first before. But, you know, they hook you up with work, though. I'm like, don't. Hey, hey, other adult. Really? What are you, a 16-year-old girl at the mall who just fell for the fake makeover?
I love those things, though. I think I would never bust them. I feel like they're educators. And you know what I mean? Like, learn how the real world works.
You learned a $500 lesson?
Although, you know what I hate to say is like, fucking Jeff Garland got a gig and got in a movie, but he was just going to be an extra, but they made his part bigger years ago. And
For
like, that's how, yeah, like right away, we're like, oh, fuck, he's Gut now. Now he gets introduced as crazy Gut. He's on top of the world. And he didn't even have any fucking lines. But it was a part of the movie where he came out. I think he slapped his belly, showed his ass, and then fucking did a belly flop. He cruised for years on that. On that one little thing. He was able to pick up and call any comedy club he wanted to.
He did every fat stereotype in one scene.
Everything that you could possibly do.
I need you to jiggle your titties, truffle shuffle, have your pants fall down.
All right, Slayton's outside. Should I just cancel him? Is this too weird?
But no, by all means, bring him in.
Oh, jeez, this is uncomfortable. Now, do you think
let me peel down to my tank top real quick.
Do you think that he even remembers any of this?
No, I don't.
All right, well, so we won't bring it up. We'll just act like it never happened.
Be funny if it's the first thing he says.
We'll see. Bobby Slayton stopping by, but you can go see Big Jay Oakerson.
That is a week from this Friday, starting on the 24th at the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island. That's in East Providence at the Comedy Connection on Warren Avenue.
And Bobby Slayton just came walking in. How you doing, buddy?
I had my opening act, Big J, do. I have him open for me in many places. He warms the crowd up. He gets them ready for me.
He's very
excited about doing your show. It's nice to be here. Thanks for having me. Fez, how are you?
Hello,
Sweetie
Bobby
pie.
Slayton.
How are you, Cupcake? Nice to see you.
Now, this is a whole different look. Normally, you are dressed to the nines. Today, I don't know what's going on.
It's funny that you mentioned this. So let me tell you what. Well, I got a cut-off T-shirt with stains all over it. And let me tell you what happened. When I come to New York City, you know, I live in L.A. now. I love to walk around. I mean, there's nobody. I think you guys, because you've lived here for so long, not that you don't appreciate New York, but what happens since I grew up here and I live in L.A. and you know, stereotype, you can't walk in L.A. And last week I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and outside of the Funny Bone in the mall, there's nowhere to go. So I'm in New York. I can't sleep, and I've been walking around since 7:30 this morning. I'm not kidding. I walk in the rain. And all of a sudden, about an hour ago, I said, you know, I'm going up to Sirius XM to see Ron and Fez. Not that I should get dressed up, but I always like to look nice. And I realized two things. Number one, it's radio. Number two, I'm on with Ron Bennington. And I mean this in the nicest way. Okay. I'm going on to the Ron Bennington show. And you know, if you're a New Yorker, you remember, who was it? The Chin. Anthony the Chin Gigante, the crazy Don, who died a couple of years ago. Do you know who he was?
Yeah.
Don't you remember the story about the Chin? And what he did was, I'm not sure if he was crazy or not, but they'd have pictures of him walking through Little Italy. And the guy looked like he just woke up. He was in slippers and a bathrobe and his belly hanging out. He had his hair all disheveled. He never shaved. And he basically looked like Ron Bennington walking around the halls of Sirius XM. So I said, if you're not going to get dressed up, why should I?
See, this is the thing with Slayton. Everybody invites him in, and we get the same thing with you.
I think he lost the three fat guys in this room when he talked about walking around New York a lot.
You know, the other thing, well, because of the way you used to treat Jay years ago, and I go, no, Bobby comes in here a million times, and he's nothing but respectful, and now you compare me with the Chin.
No, you just
and you're
walk
saying
around.
I walk around like I'm a fucking crazy person. My hair going places in a robe, and I don't know what.
Today you're dressed up. You know, usually you walk around like you get a bathrobe, like you own the place, like the Godfather.
But see, here's the thing.
I meant that in a good way.
But the Chin was like he would mumble to himself and he would fucking bite on the back of his hand and then he would go like this. But really, I wanted to make sure the Coke gets there on time.
I didn't say you acted or sounded like him. I just said you don't get dressed up for the show, you know?
Yeah.
And
so you're mirroring. You're coming in, you're saying this is what Ron. By the way, I didn't know that you had so much ink.
I have a lot of ink. No, wait a second. Did Big J say that I used to treat him poorly?
I told the story the first time we worked together at Caroline's.
I don't know if I know this. Because I'm always nice to the guys.
And
I thought
you were nice in between. It was you went on stage. It was your show, and I was opening. And when I went on, or when I got off stage, you were like, "Keep it going for that fat fuck, that fat cocksucker," and like,
oh, Bobby.
And the crowd got weird.
Wow.
But then when it was over, when it was in between, you came up to me. You were like, "Hey, sorry about that. I was just trying to, fuck with you and get the crowd going." And we shook hands, and then I had to leave after I got off stage on the next show. But the next show when you went on stage, you're like, keep going for that fat cocksucking prick right of a fucking motherfucker.
You know, last night, well, it's weird you said that because I don't say that to be mean. And I don't think I said it that way. I meant probably said, keep going for that fat bastard.
I think I'm saying it verbatim.
Well, that's not how I remember. You know, the same thing happened to me this week in Columbus, Ohio. There was a guy opening up for me, and literally, a nice guy, and he had to be about 7.5 feet tall. He made Howard Stern look like a midget. He was so big, and he had this deep voice, and he'd get off stage and I'd go, keep going for that guy. He looks like Herman Munster. He's like Lurch. But he's 7.5 feet tall. And he took that really personally.
He
said, how are you making fun of me? I go, well, because you're 8 feet tall doesn't mean you have a square head and bolts coming out of your neck. And when I said that to you, that you don't get dressed up, I meant that in a good way. Maybe
is it weird that I judge that 7 foot tall guy as he being kind of a pussy for complaining about that?
You know what? I don't know. Chris, did you know all this was? I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I mean, you were supposed to book these guys because we had you coming in next month. Laura fucked everything up.
I know.
So this is Jay's time, and I'm like, well, maybe this will be great. 2 comics together, we can sit and have fun.
Yeah.
But then the next thing we know, it becomes very awkward.
That's good radio.
This is bad radio. This is really, really bad, uncomfortable radio. And, you know, Fezzi's had a really bad time. Fez, I don't know whether you guys probably didn't hear the beginning of the show, is going to be checking into a mental institution.
Really?
For the mentally insane. And because your anxiety has gotten to you. So when this happened, when this uncomfortability looked over, I looked at Fez, and now that you guys are paying attention, you can see the look on his face. This feels like some,
should me and Bobby hug to make the better?
All the
fun,
this anxiety.
Yeah, all the fun went out of it, and like the stress. And
he had a very bad anxiety attack yesterday.
He's not kidding either. I used to think he was joking.
No, he had a very bad anxiety attack in Times Square yesterday, and then he called the suicide hotline last night, and we're getting some help for him, and you're going to go in. They said open-ended, right?
Right, yeah.
First of all, let me say one thing. First of all, somehow this will probably be my fault, just like everything seems to be. Since
now all of a sudden you're going in that. Instead of like, saying, oh, I'm worried about Fez, it's back to you, Bob. Yes, like, I guess I caused this.
Well, he's got 4 hours a day to complain. I got maybe 30 minutes to try to redeem myself on the show and plug my gig. But first of all, you have no right being in Times Square. I was in Times Square this morning, and if it makes you feel any better, Fez, I had an anxiety attack. I walked through Times Square, which I had no right doing. It's a horrible, horrible place, And I think the last time I was in Times Square could have been in 1975 when I was 20 years old, and there was a giant ad for the Rolling Stones tour. And in the same place where that ad was an M&M store. And all these fat tourists walking around dressed like, and everybody looked like an M&M to me. And I almost had a heart attack, okay? And I almost had an anxiety. You have no right, as a New Yorker, to be in that horrible Times Square. That Times Square was good.
So you're saying you don't think he needs to go into a mental institution?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this could be what triggered it. There are things that trigger certain things. I really feel bad now. Do you know, at the Montreal Comedy Festival, Louis C.K. said the same thing that Jay just said. Louis C.K. was doing this a speech in front of all these industry people, and he said, and I was sitting in the audience, about 300 people. Mm-hmm. And Louis goes, he's getting this, achievement award for Comic of the Year, and deservedly so. And he said, when I was a young comic, I see Bobby Slayton sitting there. And I said to myself when I was a young comic, I'll never be as good as Bobby Slayton. And now I'm so much better. Right, Bobby? And I said, yes, you are much better. And he said, I wouldn't make fun of you like this, but you made fun of me and treated me like shit when I was a young comic. And I didn't know what he was talking about. So it's the same thing. So I said, after the show, I said to Louis, what did I do? He said there was a San Francisco comedy competition they used to have all the time. And at one time it was big. The winner would go on Showtime. It was called the Big Laugh Off. And they held it. Now they have them in all these different cities. But back then, about 20 years ago, it was, and you win like $20,000, a big thing for a young comic. So I was hosting the semifinals. There were about 20 guys. And I don't remember this either. But I know I was kidding around. So Louis is a young comic. He's wet behind the ears. He was really nervous. And he went on. And after he got off stage, I went up to him and said, you don't have a chance in hell. That sucked, right? And he goes, really? Really? Like, almost like a little kid, really? There's no Santa Claus? And when I saw he was really upset, I go, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm just kidding. It was fine. But he's held on to that for years. And so I guess sometimes I make fun of people, which is why they call me the Pitbull of comedy.
Pitbull.
Well, but is that what you want to be? Because, there's a part of you that's a nice guy. You don't have to go around and being like, have people hold on to things for decades. Where
that's my fault. They hold on to.
Louis is holding on to it. Apparently, if there he is,
and so is Jay.
He's got a big show and he's winning an award. And he looks down at like Slayton. Look at me. Look at me.
The best part was the in between the shows though, when he was like, "Hey man, funny stuff, man. I was busting balls and blah." And then by the time that comes to, I'm going like, Pitbull of comedy. Yeah,
right. All right, Jay. Well, what about the time a few years ago when I did host that big nasty show in Montreal, and you were one of the comics? Did I not give you a beautiful intro every night and bring you on stage? And the first time you did it was when I hosted.
Yeah.
And I think Louis might have been on. He might have been on the bill.
No, that was Patrice Damarera.
It was Patrice Damarera. Remember? Okay.
Patty Rossborough. That was a good show.
That's right.
So this was the same show that Irera?
No. That was the Carolines. The nasty, but Irera had the thing. Yeah,
so
that was that
all
nasty
this
show.
Seems to be all this uncomfortability seems to be running through Bobby. Now Bobby is performing at the Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Fez is supposed to be doing the plugs, but you're like locked up now. You can't.
He's locked up. I wasn't expecting the tension. I'm sorry.
Phobic.
There's no tension, buddy.
He's got anxiety. What? Go ahead and do the. Don't even lose it.
It's
Keep it together, buddy.
It's
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
I can't look at him while he's doing his plug. That's fucking with him.
It's Gotham Comedy Club. I mean, that's this Friday.
Wait, it's tonight. It's tonight. Through Saturday.
I don't correct him with it because
no correction. No, I'm just saying it's Friday.
And that's on West 23rd Street and GothamComedy.com.
Yes.
I mean, GothamComedyClub.com. Sorry.
I keep forgetting that, it's funny because I do so much radio. I'm sure you do too, Jay, when you're on the road.
Doesn't do anything.
And you're always plugging your gigs.
Right.
And I did some other Sirius XM shows this week, and I totally forgot that you guys are nationwide, that next week I'm going to be in West Palm, and then you're all stomping ground, Tampa at the Improv. You miss Tampa? You don't miss Tampa at all?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Nothing about Tampa do you miss?
No, I mean, I don't have any bad feelings, but,
You don't miss the station. You don't miss the beach. You don't miss the club you had in the Howard Johnsons. That was a cool little club.
I wasn't in the Howard Johnsons.
It wasn't Howard Johnsons?
No.
Where was the club?
Coconuts was in the Howard Johnsons.
Oh, okay. I thought it was I don't know why I thought it was
here's one of those things, and now you're bringing up Howard Johnson's, like, thing, like, fuck, it's Howard Johnson's.
I can do no,
but
right
I'm trying to get along, but, I was worried about Jay, and then Fez is going through his thing.
Wow.
And Chris, you had him locked in for the 15th.
Yeah, the 15th.
Now
Laura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next month.
15th.
So that fucked you up. So he's saying, so I'm like, let's bring everybody together. Let's bring Bobby in. He's like, that fucks me over. I told Laura she can't prick us like that. And I go, I know Bobby for a long time. And I made this mistake. I said, he's a great guy. Everybody loves him. You know what I mean? Now I threw out the hair quotes. But now I feel like I got that fucking hangover. And like, I'm just getting texts from Louis. What's that dick doing on here? He fucked me over at some contest. I would have won it. I could have $20,000 extra right now.
Wow.
But there is a thing you do like to fuck with people, even that are supposed to be peers. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, people did it to me. And
Who did it to you?
You mean fucked me?
Yeah, like made you feel like a piece of shit when you came off stage. You had a great set, and there you were, like, yeah, fucking McCaroline was doing great, and then they just shit all over you, and you're young, and you're coming up.
But then
what happened, like you did with Jay?
Well, no,
Kenny Youngman.
But then I go up and I tell you I'm kidding, and people are, well, that's just Slayton, It's like a lot of guys.
But who did it to you, Bobby? When did this abuse start? Maybe we can stop it.
Break the cycle.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
can break the cycle.
If you're going to sit and psychoanalyze me, maybe if you would have spent more time with Fez, he wouldn't be in this position.
Right.
Maybe if you would have given him some more love instead of.
You know what? I do feel. I do feel that too. I mean, I do feel responsible for what he's going with. But one of the things I never told you about Fez is that when the conversation turns to him is when he really locks up, and
But wait a second. What about? Let me ask you this, because I was feeling really horrible yesterday. I had a bad day. Maybe not as bad a day as you.
I didn't know.
But what?
I didn't know.
What's that?
You okay now, though? Everything's all right?
Let me tell you what I did. I was having a really bad day. And, I wake up in the morning. I hate to be a Jew, but it's like my mother. Well, you don't have cancer. You have your health. Yeah, I had my health. It was fine. And I got up at 6:30 in the morning. I was making my way over to Sirius XM. And it was just one of those days where I checked my emails. And it turns out this special I had done, and I thought it was going to sell to Showtime, the camera, we had some problems. It was a special I worked on for months and months. I got to reshoot it. And I go, okay. No. And there was an agent that was going to take my new book. And he said, Bobby, I got to pass on the book for whatever reason. Okay, it's not a big deal. And my wife called. I called my wife because it was her birthday, and I'm realizing, okay, she's turning 57, which doesn't bother me so much that I'm 57, but I'm married to a woman who's almost 60. So all these little things started to add up. It got worse and worse and worse. Okay, I walk out of my hotel room, and there's a big thing of Chelsea Handler. I despise Chelsea Handler for a whole nother story.
You don't like Chelsea?
No, I don't like Chelsea. And no, I was so nice to her when I was a comic. She opened up for me. Talk about people opening up for me. 7, 8 years ago, Sacramento Punchline, before she was famous, sharing a little teeny dressing room. And a lot of headliners wouldn't let the the opening acts in. I said, you know what, you're a comic too. I would even let you, Jay, share my dressing room. Friday night,
see, Fez, we're coming together.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
Here's
I
what's
don't know.
coming
This is
together.
the bad
I knew
part,
if you gave
though.
me time to talk. So Chelsea said to me on Friday night, you know, I can get some blow. And I said, no, but I wasn't doing it for like 2 weeks. And I went and I got some blow from the bartender. I got her a couple of lines of Coke. Could have been nice to her. I tried to get on that picture show, and she said, oh, Bobby, I'll try to take over the show. We can't have him on. So fine, I don't want to be in a little gay gab fest anymore. But the point of my story was, then there's a big poster of her at the bookstore across the street. This is why I'm having a bad day. On my way, snaking over to XM Sirius, they're shooting a movie in the street. And a buddy of mine comes running out of one of the trailers, the assistant director. He said, what are you doing in town? I said, well, I'm playing Gotham this week. He goes, I wish I knew you were in town. We hired a guy yesterday. I thought of you. You would have been perfect for this part. We needed to get a guy, but we weren't going to fly you in. I'm going, great. I could have had a movie part. There's Chelsea Handler. It starts to rain outside. My Showtime special sucked. And everything was horrible. Now, I was feeling horrible, getting back to Fez, feeling bad and having a breakdown. Okay, after I did my XM Sirius, I don't usually drink during the day, and I went downstairs to one of those Irish bars, and I had a couple of giant beers, and I felt great. So alcohol is my thing. And I don't tell me that alcohol is bad, and I'm not saying you should drink, but aren't you on some kind of medication? Isn't there something you could take to make you feel good, like me?
Could you go to the bartender and get a couple rails for us like you did for Chelsea Handler?
If that's, I don't know if I could do that now.
Yeah.
I'm not as connected as I used to be, but I'm saying.
Do you still have Flathead's number?
Of course.
Then we're fine. Then we're fine.
Well, I'm going to see him next week in West Palm.
Oh, boy.
Funny you mention, I just called
No
him.
sleeps.
He's
Is he still wearing the tearaway fucking suits?
I haven't seen him in about a year, but he's still selling the Ferraris or whatever he's selling.
Yeah.
He's still making. But you know what? Alcohol makes me feel good. And my wife, I call her that afternoon, and she says to me, you know, every time you drink, you feel good. And I go, yeah. Before I do my show, I have a couple of vodkas. Alcohol works for me. And then my wife will say, well, it's going to kill you if you keep drinking like that. But if I don't drink like this, I'm going to kill you and wind up in a mental hospital like Fez. So alcohol is very helpful.
I want to go through everything, Bobby, because, you know, I didn't know all this stuff was happening, or I would have just fucking lit Jay up when he started to say those things. You lost the movie. You lost the Chelsea Handler thing. You lost the book. And there's
my Showtime special came out like shit. Yeah. It didn't come out
Everything
right.
happened like that.
You
see what he's going through now?
No, it wasn't a big thing. It's not a big thing.
It is a big thing, man.
No, because I walked around New York City, and I tell you, I'm still wearing the T-shirt from today. I just walked around. There's Italian ice stains. There's a pizza stain. There's a Chinese food stain. I went through all the New York City food groups today. And after this, I'm going to have a cocktail, and I feel great.
Would you, Fezzy?
I should take Fez with me one of these days.
What about you and Bobby going and drinking your problems away? Just sitting down, you and the pit bull, and
tie one on.
Yeah, you tie one on. I mean, at a certain point, he's going to turn on you, but then he's going to say, "No, you're great. I love you. I think you're fantastic," and then turn on you again and bite you.
The thought of it makes me anxious. I don't drink because of medication that I'm on.
But obviously, not on the right medication. Maybe something better would help. Because my brother's bipolar, and he took something. He's all better now. He thought they gave him something. He was better. I have my vitamin H, my Heineken, and I'm better. What about you, Jay? You do?
How about weed? Just weed, no good.
A lot of weed.
I haven't smoked weed in forever.
I had pretty bad anxiety issues a while ago, and weed definitely does help.
What kind of anxiety do you have? It was after Bobby said that stuff at Caroline's?
I went into a downward spiral.
Yeah.
I remember.
But then he was real nice to you at the Nasty Show, right? But Ira turned on you.
I got coke for him at Caroline's, and then things got weird. Then I saw a special on Showtime 3, and that threw me into a tizzy.
Wait, did you have a problem with Dom Herrera in Montreal?
No, yes, I guess so.
He had a problem with Patrice.
But yes, but the problem was I'm friends with Patrice, and I heard Dom like having like a problem with Patrice before he got there. So I said to Patrice, I'm like, just questioning, like, what was the issue you have with Dom Herrera? Because he seems like not like you or something. And Patrice's first instinct was to not say my name, but call Dom Herrera and be like, hey, I heard you're saying that you don't like me. And I was the only other person in the fucking room when it was said, so it was clearly me. So I think Dom always does a weird thing with me.
Let me tell you another nice thing I did. As the host of this Nasty Show, which is one of the many shows they have at this Montreal Comedy Festival, you should broadcast out of there sometime. I mean, it's amazing how many hundreds of shows they have, and they're all sold out. And when I was hosting the show, it's my job as the MC to make all the acts comfortable. And Patty Rosborough.
You're good at that,
Patty Rosborough, she was on the bill and very uncomfortable because the Nasty Show, we sold out 15 shows, 700 people a show. Remember how big that was? The Club Soda? She was really nervous. And that goddamn, and I'm sorry he's dead, but Patrice O'Neal could not have been a bigger dick to her. Oh, women shouldn't be doing comedy. And he's sitting there like Yoda, holding court. And I didn't know Patrice, and I heard he was a great guy, but busting balls more than I ever did. And poor Patty Roseborough is going, oh my God, I feel so. I go, just relax. Don't worry about that fat bastard. And he goes, women shouldn't be on no show. Women should be doing. And this poor girl's freaking out. And he's being an asshole. And he was an asshole all week. And I'm sorry he's dead.
Patrice,
I don't think you are.
Patrice said to Bobby Slayton backstage, he goes, Bobby, you're the only millionaire who still does coke with a rolled up one. That made me laugh for a half an hour.
That's a great line. I didn't know he said that. I remember that. That's not true, though. It's a 5. And I'm not a millionaire. And then the other thing made me feel bad yesterday is I'm broke. All the money I invested is now gone. But it's okay, so everything's okay. I mean, so I had a bad day, and a drink helped me. So that's a lot to go through in one day.
Bobby, I never saw anyone attack the dead before, though. I mean, we all love Patrice, and they come in here. Okay, we're all wounded that he passed away.
I'm very sad. You know what? When he passed away, I felt bad giving him shit. No, I felt bad. I didn't know him that well. I'm just saying he was an asshole to me when he was alive. But I'm not going to start saying something. And George Steinbrenner, I hated that guy. I don't really know him. I always thought he was a prick. And when he died, all these people come out of the woodwork. What a great man he is. And I'm sure they say about that asshole Donald Trump too. Oh, the Donald. Smarmy cocksuckers, horrible people. And when they die, I felt bad about Patrice because everybody loved him. And I know that you guys liked him and Opie and Anthony. And if comics like somebody, I probably had him wrong. So when I die and everybody starts saying bad things about me, I hope you guys, especially Fez, will stick up for me and not say anything bad about me.
We always got along great until today, Bobby. I don't understand it. I know it for years and this. But see, you feel this need to just express every thought that you have.
No, I hold stuff back.
Oh, you do hold stuff back.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Because I've never heard anyone kind of run down any dead people before on their home turf.
I didn't run down.
This was Patrice's home turf. This station.
No. I love what I said was at that show that week. He was acting like an asshole to Patty Roseborough, which he was. And I'm not saying he's an asshole, and I'm not saying I didn't like the guy, but that week he made it very difficult. And Dom was pissed at him. I was just trying to host a show.
I was trying to think.
And every time I was about to bring him on stage, he'd say to me, he'd look at my watch. How much is that watch? $20? Yeah. You should have $1,000 watch. He was being just so ghetto about everything. How much is that suit? I go, it's a Rat Pack vintage suit from the 1960s. Probably cost me $100, and I probably tailored it for $50. It's a beautiful sharkskin suit. You should be buying $5,000 suits. Really? Superfly? Shut up, you fat bastard. And I was pissed at him. I'm sorry he's dead. I didn't kill him.
No one said that you killed him.
I heard he's a great comic, but
he's a phenomenal comic. And I had him on the Unmasked show like I did with you. He's actually one of the smartest people I've ever talked to in my life.
I'm not saying he wasn't. And when I read all these things about him, I said, God, I didn't realize how great he was. I watched his last special on Comedy Central. I thought it was brilliant. And I went back and I looked at all these shows that he did.
But here's what happened. The last time you came in here, Bobby, didn't you have to apologize? You apologized on Twitter to somebody.
Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you said she stole a joke from you.
No. You know what it was? And then I actually tweeted her to apologize, which I never do. You know what it was? It was the night something. Okay, I'm trying to remember because I moved on to. I have no problem with Lisa Lampanelli. I sound like Pat Cooper. I hate the whole world.
It really is. It really is. You're moving into Pat's territory.
No. What it was that I was doing a show a few nights before somewhere, and I got a review, or somebody came up to me and said, "What are you trying to be, Lisa Lampanelli?" It's like when people say, "What are you trying to be, Dice?" Which to me, like Andrew Dice Clay wannabe. Yeah,
Did you say Puerto Rican steel? What was the line that she saw? That Lisa's thing is always like, black people have lots of kids, and Puerto Rican steel, and the Chinese don't drive well. Good night, thank you.
Right. Well, I don't know what it was that I said about her, but anyway, she was so upset, and I said, "I'm sorry, I was just having a bad day." But
all right, hold on.
I have a lot of bad days.
Here's Mark in Chicago. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Slayton, I can't wait till you die and dig up your corpse, buddy.
See, this is the thing. Now, these are a bunch of...
Can I die and then dig up what?
But dig up your corpse. See, a lot of people that listen to this channel, we all really loved Patrice for a long time.
Like him. You guys, I'm saying that week of the Nasty Show, he was acting horrible to Patty Roseborough. I was trying to stick up for her, and after that, I told you.
I don't know her. Do you know her?
Yeah, from that show, really. But I found Patrice was like, there was always... I think his ball busting really did separate the men from the boys a little bit, because if you can laugh with it, I always when I came to New York initially, Keith Robinson brought me and Kevin Hart up here, and Kurt Metzger, and he brought the three of us in, and we started going to the Comedy Silver, and just hanging out far years from getting on there.
Right.
And they were so, Patrice, Voss, Norton, they were so viciously mean to us. But we were understood very early that was like their kind of way of like bringing you into the fold and letting you know that it was they liked you, that they gave a shit to like even talk to you.
You know what?
And I think Patrice was just like, but some people do. I could tell you 5 comics who I can think off the top of my head who just like hate Patrice's guts probably to this day. But if you always hear the story of why they hate him, the things that were said were always really funny. Like, you know what I mean? He was always like hilarious.
You know what?
He told one guy that he was managed by the same guy, or he got an argument with a guy. They had the same management. And the guy was getting mad at Patrice, and Patrice said, he goes, you should thank me for making enough money so our managers can afford to buy stamps to send your bullshit tape out to people. And that guy just walked away and never liked Patrice even for a second. But it was such a hilarious thing to say.
So let me say that's the one thing that I realized when he passed away, that he was busting balls, which is something that I do, but it's my little initiation to
But you didn't get it. You didn't get it at the time. You didn't feel it at the time.
You know what? That's what I did feel bad about. There was a great article. It was in Rolling Stone. That was great. It was Rolling Stone, right? And there was a great article about how we like to bust comics chops, and it was kind of like a little boot camp and try to break them in with young guys. That's what I like to do also. So I think that when I read that, I understood everything about the guy, and I felt bad I never got to know him. And I'm not saying he was a bad guy. And I'll say one more time, it was just that weak, the way he was acting. And maybe I didn't.
How do you bust balls in L.A.? Those sensitive fucking cunts out there.
Yeah,
those comics
sensitive.
are terrified.
Yeah. Well, I don't play in L.A. I just, people go, hey, why don't you go to the Comedy Store or the Improv when you're here? And I go, because I'm always on the road. When I'm home, I want to stay in my house.
So why do you live in L.A. if you don't?
Because I can't afford New York now. And you know what? When I first moved to L.A., every comic moved to L.A., and then guys like Seinfeld and guys like that can move back to New York because they can buy a building and level a building to put their 40 Porsches and have 5 people to walk their dog and 3 people to cook their food.
Oh, so he's doing well? Seinfeld's doing well?
What's that?
He made some money?
Who, Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you look at Howard, you look at Lorne Michaels, you look at Mick Jagger, Woody Allen. Yeah, if I had that money, I would live here. This is the greatest city.
But why not live like somewhere like in the middle of the country if you're on the road anyway?
Here's what I'm struggling with.
Crazy
I don't want to go to any of these calls because everybody's calling to fight with you now, Bobby. I'm trying. I don't want to. You know what I mean? You're a good guy, and I think that you just came in with this thing. Are you any better, Fez? Because you're not doing your
like
calls.
Really? No, I see the phone calls.
No, that's got you upset.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't want that to happen to Bobby.
Well, just a bunch of people that are mad at you over the Patrice stuff.
I never said anything bad about him except for he's an asshole.
I say bring on the hate, and then I'll help defend Bobby, and then Fez will feel more comfortable.
See,
the tension's out of the room.
Great.
All right. John, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I hope you go home and find your wife's tits fell off.
All right, say that's not.
Well, why would that be a bad thing?
That's.
I hope you find your wife's tits fell off.
Rich, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
The best you could do.
Every time Slayton's on, he's chopped up his Adderall and snorted it in the fucking bathroom before he comes on, and then he name drops 20 guys that actually have talent and success.
Well, who would I name drop?
You are, dude. I hope your fucking plane goes down.
All right, say that's.
Wow. Well, you see now,
it's not that type of thing.
My plane. Well, that's wishing bad things on everybody else on the plane.
See, that's the thing. We were all just chilling and being nice. You're going to go down with Flats next week, and I don't want a bunch of negative calls today. Bobby, he's got his own thing, but I think you just like to find that place of comfortability.
But what names did I drop? I said...
You just said Howard, Seinfeld...
Jay Oakerson?
No, I said... Fucking... Wait. Mentioning why people live in New York is not dropping a name. If I said, I was having dinner the other night with Jay Leno, that's a name drop. But if I say I'd live in New York, if I had that kind of money, I was showing... Well, why am I even defending myself?
You don't really need to... Here's Dan. Dan, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yo, Bobby, don't ever try coming up here to the Comedy Works again, because I will smash your geriatric.
All right, see, I don't want to see...
Don't ever come where?
The Comedy Works in Albany.
Don't even come up here, bro.
To the Comedy Works.
Yeah, there's a Comedy Works in Albany?
Comedy Works in Albany?
Is he still on the line? Who books that?
Yeah, we're going to hook it all up later. I'd like to do something up there.
I know everybody's so mad at me.
Yeah, everyone's...
People love Patrice.
Yeah, they do. They just love him. They
adored him.
And when Patrice passed away, we're all just... barely could do shows here for weeks at a time.
And I always say the first thing was I remember the first time I went to Montreal was New Faces. It was before the Nasty Show year, and he gave me Patrice wasn't making tons of money at the time either, and I remember he gave me like $200 because just keep this in your pocket, which in hindsight is kind of embarrassing for another adult man to give me $200 and slide it in my pocket. But yeah, I used to spend like the holidays up Patrice. We were tight friends. But I understand if it makes sense. I understand people not digging his like abrasiveness, but like it's everything I did love about him. And I mean, he has said vicious things to me, but it's always if you laugh with him, he's laughing with you.
But when Bobby did that, you didn't. You didn't get the because he's a pit bull. He's like tearing the skin off.
I'm a New York Jew, and I should know better.
All right, see, that's the thing. You bring it back to the Jewish.
Well, I remember the thing is, I remember
the first time I brought up the Jewish.
Now your religion dropping.
Let's go over here to. Let's go to Ezra. Ezra, go ahead.
Hey, Bobby.
What now?
No disrespect to you and your career, but please do not mention Patrice. Seriously, brother. I will slit a man's throat for
Let's see. Now we're at that point.
See, you know what? Nobody will ever stick up for me.
Don't do it. No. I'll stick up for you, but don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What?
Talk about Patrice that way. Don't. As a matter of fact, I don't even know.
He just wasn't a nice guy that week. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure he was a great guy from what everybody says.
No. You see, if you knew he was a great guy, you would have no question that he was a great guy.
I didn't know that back then.
Was a phenomenal
guy. See, that I don't know. This is the same guy who's going to slit throats. Calling from Harlem.
Anything that you could ever be. But no disrespect to you.
You could still late for that now.
Maintain your lane, my brother. Say whatever you're going to say to I don't care whoever you say it about. Do not talk about Patrice. Don't even mention him. Because you
slowly out there like Niagara Falls.
Bobby, all due respect, I'll slit your throat.
Not worthy. You're not worthy.
I'm not worthy. Okay. All right. I get it. Good.
Here's Cody. Cody, we'll just try to move on from that. Cody, go ahead.
Is there not one phone call that people like?
Bobby Slater, this dickless dude that calls out Patrice for being mean. I don't like him because he's too mean to people.
That's enough.
But I think people don't understand. And by the way, I'll defend Patrice.
Full of comedy.
He's the pit bull comedy. That's his name.
I'll defend Patrice to the gills, but I mean, like
to the gills.
Yeah, what did he say?
I don't know. It's a fish.
Something. Yeah.
I would never do that.
I'll defend him as far as you could defend him.
I would defend Aquaman to his gills.
right to his gills.
Right.
I'll defend Patrice until the day I die, and I really will take it to a level. But he was mean. Like he was mean. He was mean, but it was like.
I was just mad.
But it was always mean. He was funny. It was always like hilarious.
I was just mad. He was mean to Patty Rossborough, and when you guys were giving me crap,
she Jewish.
Huh?
She Jewish?
I think she's Italian, actually.
Okay.
But when you guys are giving me crap for being mean to you, and then I mentioned I was mean to Louie,
nobody was giving you crap, Bobby. I was saying, look, you're going to love Bobby. Bobby comes in here. He's always in a great mood. He's always fun. And then all of a sudden,
I wasn't.
Look, Fez, you're breathing short?
Yeah. And and honestly, with these phone calls, Bobby, I do not want to go have a drink with you.
All right, you're going to have a drink.
I don't want to go outside the building.
You're going to have a drink. You're going to be the human shield. Don't even fucking worry.
About
that guy's in Albany. That guy's way up in Albany.
No, the other guy from Harlem's on the way here. He's a throat slitter, but he's got to get close. They got to get close before you can slow.
I panicked in this neighborhood last night when I left.
I didn't even know you had a problem.
Yes.
What were you doing in Times Square anyway? Do you live around there?
I was going to the subway.
He thought it was the 1980s. He was looking for cock.
No, wait, but the 1980s, if you guys, I mean, you remember Times Square back then. It was, Jay, did you grow up here?
No.
So you don't remember, where are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay, well, same kind of, well, very much like, but New York. But, Times Square, before Giuliani fixed it up. And I'm not crazy about that either. So, come after me for that one, too. But Giuliani, he made it like a Disneyland. And, in the old days, you don't remember, well, Fez, you remember when you can go to Times Square and they had like the magic shops and you could play like whack-a-mole and you could win toys, a dildo, a knife, or handcuffs. It was like fun for the whole family. That was fun for the whole family. When somebody could get a gift, you can get fake ID, you can get that little snake in a can and a little, there was so much stuff. And now they say fun for the whole family. If you have kids, they have fun, but there's nothing there for adults anymore.
Nothing would be awesomer if the next phone call was, Bobby, you make fun of Times Square again. I will
you ever fucking say anything about Giuliani, I will fucking murder you.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
You all right, Fez?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Gotta do your plugs. Everybody gets a plug.
Yeah, Bobby's going to be at the Gotham Comedy Club starting tonight.
With a bodyguard.
And through Saturday, that's at 23rd Street in Chelsea, New York City, GothamComedyClub.com. And Big Jay Oakerson at the Comedy Connection A week from this Friday, August 24th, through the weekend, Comedy Connections on Warren Avenue in East Providence.
Wouldn't it be ironic, like, if someone got confused and went and stabbed Big J and thinking, don't ever say anything about Patrice again?
That would be pretty funny.
You picked the wrong bull, motherfucker.
Then it would be my point to go, no!
Wow. I wish I could just walk in and start all over again.
Wouldn't that be great? Seriously. Wouldn't that be fucking great?
Live radio.
Yeah.
But other than that, how you doing? Other than that,
Other than all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's really cool.
But your big problem seems to be Chelsea Handler won't put you on the show.
I don't really want to do that show now. And if people, now
yeah, you kind of do.
No, actually, I really
mean, you're
don't.
mad about it. That means, you know.
When her show, like I can get people to hate me more, when her show first came on, I said, a lot of comics, and there were some good comics, but a lot of mediocre comics are now headlining comedy clubs because of that show. It's like Comedy Central. If you watch Comedy Central now, there's a lot of good comics on, but there's a lot of guys that have 5 minutes that took $1,500. I mean, Comedy Central gives out specials the way they give away Halloween candy on October 31st. Any idiot can get so a lot of these guys only have about 15 minutes of material, and now they go out there. It's the same thing with a lot of the Chelsea Handler comics. They're packing clubs because of her, and I think that's great that they're packing clubs, and a lot of them are great, and a lot of them aren't. And now it's just...
It's the best road credit right now.
Is there somebody out there that you're like, I can't believe that this guy's headlining, or he's packing
these
clubs
I see the names. I've never heard of the guys. And when I say to the club owner, how's this guy? They go, he'll pack the place. Is he any good? They go, no, he's got 15 minutes of material, but he packs the place because of Chelsea Handler show. And
I didn't know it was that popular.
Me either.
Is that big?
It took me for a loop, too. I don't get it's very like... It's like any other gossip show to me, with like a girl acting like shitty to people.
It's really, she can act like a cunt to people, but I can't. It's a real gay little gab fest, and even if the comics aren't gay, it's gayer than gay. It's a faggoty little,
all right,
gossipy.
What the hell,
No, when I say gay, I don't know faggoty. I mean, no, it's like
like a guy putting a dick in another guy's ass.
Okay, it's like when Chris Rock uses the N-word, but I like black people. I'm talking about not even gay, just gossipy, petty, catty. Is what I mean.
Well, then say that.
What's wrong?
That's too many.
Why you have to say faggoty?
Because it's a funny word like retard, okay? The people with autistic kids are going to call it now. I like autistic kids. I just don't like retards.
Bobby threw in that muscle shirt today and came out looking for blood.
Yeah.
Pacing the streets at 7:30 a.m.
At this point, kids with black, fat, autistic children are calling me, and gay parents, and I'm just trying to make sure that I get hated across the board. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
Being Jewish, though, isn't it go against to have all this ink?
Because I hate Jews, too. You
you don't
now?
like
Is
Jews?
everybody happy now?
No.
I think Jewish women from New York are probably, Fez, the major cause of homosexuality in America today. Okay? Okay? If I had to come home every night to Fran Drescher, hi, how are you? I'd be sucking cock in a second. I'd be gay. Give me a horseback.
I love Fran Drescher.
Fran's really good friends with us here.
Yeah, well, good. Well, she's a lovely lady. Until she was a big fat Jew jap mouth.
Get her on the horn. Let me see if Bobby sucks my dick.
God, if she was dead, I'd have no chance of getting out here alive, would I?
No.
God.
No, you struggle.
Oh, my God. Well,
but you're doing well. Everything's going good. You're making friends. You're out on the road.
Yeah, I told about yesterday, and it was having a good time.
You don't want to, because when Jay told this story, I'm like, dude, settle down. I go, wait, you're going to get to know Bobby on this thing. You're going to love him. He can't wait to see everybody. He's always inviting people out. Right. Oh, let's get together, because that's Bobby to me.
Yeah.
Before today.
We're all in danger if we hang out today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, next time I try to come back on the show, I don't want you to say to me, Bobby, we got all this hate mail, and Fez had a heart attack. I want you same way Howard Stern would bring back Sam Kinison when he passed out in his vomit and OD'd on heroin. He'd have him back again another time, This
would come up, though.
Huh?
It's probably going to come up.
Chris, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Yeah, Ronnie, I'm just really glad this is the last time we're ever going to have to hear this fucking douchebag, cocksucking showstopper on your show ever again.
Hey, man, I'm trying.
Oh, he's trying. Jay's trying.
He's doing what he can.
Can I make it quite clear one more time that after that incident happened
Everything went great.
Canada, and everybody said to me, you got to go watch, Patrice. And after he died, and I read that, the thing in Rolling Stone, and I watched the special, I said, this guy's great. I get it now, okay? That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's why we should have had you speak at the funeral. It was so nice.
Nobody asked me.
Some of these stories.
Guy was a bit of a jerk off.
I know. And the reason the whole thing came up was because I was trying to defend the comic, and you were talking about how I was so mean to my openers, and that was him being mean. So he was mean to her, and I was defending Patty Roseborough. You think she'd call up and say thank you?
Justin, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Yeah, I just want to say that he's a cunt himself. I mean, he's a mediocre cunt at that old Bobby Slayton. Who's ever heard of him anytime recently?
I know him.
Well, you'll hear of me after I die.
Yeah.
I'll be a big star, just like Patrice. Go watch my list.
Oh, man.
No, he's a big star.
So good. It was so good. We were right there.
Maybe that came out the wrong way.
Yeah, we were right there.
I think when he died, more people knew about him because people didn't know who he was, a lot of people. And then all of a sudden, it goes, God, he got all the recognition he deserved.
That's great.
Is that the way? Did that come out okay?
I think you should just stop. I mean, like, you are seriously freaking me out.
Don't
that
get freaked,
something
Fezzy. Don't get freaked out.
bad is going to happen here.
Nothing. What bad could happen?
But something could happen to Bobby, and then I would feel bad about that.
That doesn't even make sense. What does that make sense? If
this was supposed to be fun.
If somebody were to shoot Bobby, I'm sure it would be like a girlfriend's ex-husband or something along those lines.
I'm glad I told you what an asshole you were while you were alive.
Yeah.
Jesus, if I would have waited.
You'll have a tribute show for me,
Oh,
won't you?
absolutely.
Thank you.
The best of Slayton.
I'm giving the eulogy.
Okay. And out of the best of, I've done
We
the
worked
show
it all
enough.
out.
You don't have to play this episode on the best of. You know, the 7 episodes we have.
We can do
Let's
that.
remind people.
play the
Then
Lisa
you tweeting
Lampanelli
back to
one.
Lisa
I
Lampanelli.
apologize to
You're
her.
sorry.
Oh, God.
Is there comics that you really get along well with, though, that you're like... is there somebody that could be having a good set and you wouldn't feel bad?
I thought I got along with every comic. I really think, in my book, by the way, it's called If You Can't Laugh at Yourself, Make Fun of Other People, 35 Years in Showbiz Hell. Although, I might call it 35 years and a day. This will be the day. The
Right.
asterisk. I'll add this on to it.
I would love this story to be in there. It would be great.
Like number
the
6.
paperback.
And this is the one that the agent had a problem with?
The what?
The agent had a problem with the 35 years in hell?
No. He just wants me to. He just wants me to add some more stuff. The book's not even close to being finished yet, but
We'll give you the transcript of this.
What's that?
We'll give you the transcript
That's
of
okay.
today's show.
It's okay. There's been other radio shows where I've been, there's been the good ones and the bad ones. I actually thought this was good. I don't think I said anything bad.
It really did come out pretty great by the time we got there. Alan in Kansas, you're on Fez.
More calls.
Bobby,
what?
Realize when you've dug a hole deeper than you can get out of, and just get out of there with some grace and shut the fuck up already.
Well, that's.
Wait, did not one person call to defend me? Not one.
Not one.
You just saw him put him on. Not one.
No, not
one.
one. So,
Well,
what are you going to do? The thing is, the important thing is that everybody's friends now. Fez feels better.
Well, I don't
Jay
think
feels better. You've had
We're
a
all
chance.
going to
you
have
had
a drink.
But wait a
Yeah,
second.
we're all going
I
to
don't
have
really
a drink.
think but I don't think I said anything bad, and I don't want to keep reiterating it because people hate me. But you know what? I had no problem with the guy, but that week he was acting like a jerk to Patty Roseborough. And why am I the bad guy?
I wish you'd just quit saying that.
Well, I wish he quit.
And maybe apologize
it's hard
for
when
what
he
you
keeps
did say.
It's hard when Ron keeps pushing the button and taking
Oh,
phone calls.
I thought no. You said you wanted me to take those calls.
I did say that.
I wouldn't take calls for the rest of the day.
Actually, I wanted you to.
Okay, all right. I mean, I wouldn't have no problem with it.
That's
I'll clear all the lines. I'll clear all the
That's what
lines.
gets me riled up.
I got to spend the next couple hours doing this. Who needs to? Let's move on to the next thing.
Comics I get along with. I really thought that, I had so many guys open up for me in the old days who went on to greatness. And if you talk to them, and I think that they'll all say, Jim Norton, for example. When Jim Norton opened for me in Poughkeepsie at the Laughing Wolf, you know what we did the next day? We went to an apple orchard and we walked around. That's kind of gay. That's kind of sweet. I took Jim Norton apple. Two guys walking around an apple orchard. That's a nice thing. It's a sweet thing. Yeah. We did that. Greg Giraldo was my opening act a few times. The great Greg Giraldo. He was a great guy. He was opening up for me. So I think I'm
move on. Now move on to the next guy. Yeah. Don't say anything. He's a good guy. Yeah. Bit of a prick ultimately. Kicked my mother in the pussy, but ultimately, it seemed to go all right. I was going to
tell that story because the people would hate me more. God forbid I say anything about the dead.
Here's Larry. Larry's got a question for you. Go ahead, Larry.
Hey, Bobby's got a right to his own opinion. Hey, by the way, Bobby, Ron Palillo, prick, right?
Horseshack passed away.
I know Horseshack passed away, and about a month ago, Epstein passed away.
Yeah.
Who was, if I was Eddie Barbarino, I'd be looking over my shoulder right now. I'd be watching out for those ladders and black
both those guys died? Who are you going to celebrity box now?
Oh, boy. Okay, now we're even. Okay, fine.
Yeah, everybody's friends. We're all back to friends.
What does that mean?
That's where I wanted everybody, Bobby. I wanted everybody to be like great friends.
Doesn't feel like it.
Okay, whatever.
It's going to be fine, Fat.
It's amazing everybody misses the point of what I was saying, but that's okay.
We're going to have Bobby leave like 45 minutes before everybody else. It's going to be fun.
It is.
It's fine.
It is good.
Yeah.
Kennedy? You want to take a shot at the Kennedys?
Take another shot.
Mother Teresa?
Really? Is that what it's come to? Well,
no, I thought it went well. I thought it started a little rough.
Yeah.
And rolled back. You explained yourself.
And
everybody got to
we
understand.
with a flourish.
And then, and now you and Jay have put this thing behind you.
Your book should be called Bobby Slayton. Fuck the dead.
Well, that might be a chapter.
Yeah, taking the piss out of some dead folks.
Yeah. No, that might be a chapter.
Mitch, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I was wanting to know when he's going to shit on the troops and the Virgin Mary.
The troops. He was just saying that you're kind of controversial today. That's all.
Oh.
He's just saying.
Well, that's the nicest thing anybody said.
It is a nice thing.
The nicest.
Anything going well for you, though? Anything, you told us about all the rough stuff.
Well, my daughter just joined the new Pussycat Dolls, for whatever that's
worth.
worth.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, at least she's got a career. I'm not sure to be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly what they do, the new Pussycat Dolls. You've heard of them, right?
Well, yeah, I know the Pussycat Dolls. I didn't know about the new ones.
Well, there was new ones, and now the new ones. Fez, you know about the Pussycat Dolls, right?
Not really.
Oh. Well, I guess they were a big dancing, singing troupe in Vegas.
Yeah, they're big hits.
There was some woman, Nicole something or other, who joined them. They were the new Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
I saw her in one
left.
day. She's beautiful.
And now one of the other girls left, so 2 new girls came in to become the new Pussycat Dolls, and I guess my daughter's one of them. And my daughter's a great singer, so she can easily have a solo career. Natasha Slayton. If you Google her, don't send her hate mail too.
No, I was going to say, maybe you should give her info out.
Yeah, I would just let her breeze by on her own thing.
Yeah.
Here's her address.
Just the name Slayton, I think.
Well, that's great, though, Bobby. I'm very happy for you. You got to be proud, right? That's got to feel great. She's a pussycat.
Yeah, because I don't know what they do, but I think they sing and they fight
They
crime.
sing and they dance and they just have fun, and the kids love them.
There you go.
And it's all there.
There you go.
All right, that's the end of the show when we hear that song.
Yep.
Big J, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thank you for having me again.
By the way, it was Eugene O'Neill who I didn't like, the playwright. That's
you know what?
It was Eugene O'Neill. I got everything. You know what? I feel like such an idiot. Oh my god, I mixed those two up.
That fucking play went on for 4.5 hours.
Oh my god,
nothing happened.
That guy was a cunt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like an idiot.
Big J is going to be playing the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island a week from this Friday, starting August 24th. That's on Warren Avenue in East Providence. Bobby Slayton, look for him starting tonight at Gotham Comedy Club, New York City, on West 23rd Street, GothamComedyClub.com for tickets.
He'll be performing behind yellow police tape and an outline.
Chicken wire.
Good to see everybody. We'll see you back in here tomorrow. That's it. Take care.
That's the end of my show.